Hi folks, Reverend Isaac here. Well, usually the first Sunday of the month is our intergenerational communion service where we break bread together and have all of the different generations of our church family together during the worship service for the whole service. Obviously right now we're not able to all be together in person, but I thought, you know what? Maybe for this week's video, I will get some of the younger members of my household to help me out with putting together this video. And so we're going to go through some different stories from the Bible about how God provides food and bread for the people of faith. And we're going to do it in a bit of a creative way. So we hope that you enjoy this video. Have a look now. Well, I hope that you enjoyed our scripture passages that we put together. And now I'd like to actually read one of the stories from our Spark Bible, which we use in our Sunday school. And we're going to listen to how the early disciples began to come together to break bread with one another and share the different things that they had in their lives.
Some of the early believers were great at sharing. They shared their food and their clothes.
They shared their money and their homes. They were so generous.
No one was poor or needy because others gave without holding anything back.
Together they saw many miracles and wonders. They met in the temple and they met in their homes.
They talked about Jesus and they thanked God for blessing them.
Then something amazing happened.
When other people saw how happy these first believers were, sharing all they had and talking about Jesus, they believed too.
They became Christians, and they shared their food and their clothes, their money and their homes. They became one big Christian family.
And their church family grew and grew and grew.
A lot of the time in our family, right before we break bread together or eat a meal, we usually say grace. So why don't we take a little bit of time to learn a grace that might be new to some of us. Okay, so you guys did a really good job of making all of the different Beanie Boos come together to make different things for our Bible stories. And you know what I really liked about what you guys did? You kind of shared your different Beanie Boos, and you guys don't ever fight over Beanie Boos or anything like that, right?
Sometimes.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys did a really good job of sharing, and that's what the Bible passage that when we're talking about. Okay, that's what the Bible passage that we're talking about helped the early disciples. God helped the early disciples to be able to live together, to share their food. And I was thinking we could learn a new grace that talks about God giving us our bread and different things for filling our hunger and also hungering for justice. So can you guys say the prayer with me together? Okay. God bless to us our bread.
God bless to us our bread.
And give bread.
And give bread.
To all those who are hungry.
To all those who are hungry.
And hunger for justice.
And hunger for justice.
To those who are fed.
To those who are fed.
God bless.
God bless.
To us.
To us.
Our bread.
Our bread.
Amen.
Amen.
So folks, remember, we're not able to all be together obviously in the same household. We can't be able to worship in the same temple as we usually do, and yet we know that we are still called to be a people that share love with one another, to share of our resources and our time. Try and find creative ways to do that during this period of time when we are a bit distant from one another, because we know that God is still calling us, that there are still vulnerable people in our world who need our help. So let's make sure that we still live in that spirit of sharing and mutual compassion. Hope that you folks have a great week. Many blessings to all of you, and I'll talk to you soon.